Hey everyone, welcome back to the Incredible India podcast series. I'm Sam.
And I'm Taylor. Happy to be here.
Today we are doing a deep dive into a place that it feels fundamental to Indian history, Bodh Gaya.
It's been profoundly important for, 2.5 millennia? It's an incredible place.
And I think when most people, when you plan a trip there, you expect a quiet, single spiritual site.
Right. The tree, the temple.
Exactly. But our sources, they reveal something so much more layered. It's not just a religious spot. It's this deep historical puzzle, even a dramatic archaeological story.
A story of loss and rediscovery. And maybe the most surprising part is that today it's this vibrant, living museum of global culture.
So that's our mission, right? To get beyond that postcard image.
It is. Bodh Gaya is one of those places that, as the sources say, reveals its secrets like a storyteller. We want to unpack the sheer design brilliance behind it all.
Design brilliance.
Okay,
I like that. So where do we start? It has to be the tree.
It has to be. The Bodhi Tree. Ficus religiosa.
And this is supposed to be the exact spot where Siddhartha Gautama sat 2,500 years ago. That number. It's just hard to wrap your head around.
It is, but what's fascinating is that the science and the history, they kind of align here. This isn't just about symbolism. The tree itself is biologically significant.
How so?
Well, the species is known for an incredibly long life, but the key is its ability to regenerate. It sends down these aerial roots. It's always renewing itself.
So it's almost designed to be eternal.
Precisely. Botanists call its lineage a living bridge through time. And with modern study, we can actually confirm that the current tree is a direct descendant. It's a continuous living monument.
A living bridge. Wow. Okay, so from biology, let's go to what's right underneath it. Something built to be just as eternal. The diamond throne.
The Vajrasana, yes. And here we switch from the natural world to pure human ambition. Emperor Ashoka's ambition.
He put this platform there, made of Mauryan granite. And Ashoka built a lot of things, right? Countless stupas, pillars all over. What makes this so different?
It's the material, the choice of granite. Our sources note that it barely ages. It can withstand the intense monsoons in Bihar.
So it was a strategic choice.
Completely. This wasn't just for his lifetime. Ashoka was ensuring this specific spot would outlast dynasties, climates, everything. It was a masterclass in future-proofing, an act of design brilliance.
And you have to think about the logistics of that in the 3rd century BCE.
Yeah.
Quarrying and moving that massive stone.
Absolutely. And we know it's his because archaeologists can still see the Mauryan tool marks on the stone. It's the anchor, the unmoving center point for everything that came after.
And what came after is the Mahabodhi Temple itself. This soaring pyramid that just dominates the skyline.
It does, and one source says it grows stranger the longer you stare.
I can see that. It's not a normal building.
Because it's not meant to be.
Wow.
It's a physical diagram of a spiritual idea. Its vertical shape, the tiers, it's all designed to imitate the ascent of consciousness you read about in ancient Indian cosmology.
An ascent of consciousness. So as you look up the building,
you're visually following the path from the material world, the wide square base up to a finer, more pointed state of being. The awakening. It's a diagram carved in stone.
So it's less about architecture and more like a spiritual equation.
And a very precise one. This isn't guesswork. The sources are clear that the temple follows these very strict mathematical ratios from the Silpa Shastras.
The ancient manuals for art and architecture.
Exactly. These were encyclopedias of design. And the ratios here are meant to create harmony and ritual power. It's precision engineering disguised as art.
Which makes it all the more unbelievable that this place, this global epicenter, basically vanished for centuries.
It's a wild part of the story. You had political shifts, the decline of Buddhist kingdoms in the area. The site just sort of fell quiet.
The jungle reclaimed it.
It did. It became obscure, almost forgotten, except in, local memory.
So how on earth was it rediscovered?
Now, this is one of the great archaeological detective stories. In the 1800s, scholars turned to these incredibly detailed travel diaries.
For who?
Ancient Chinese monks, particularly Xuanzang, who visited in the 7th century when the site was still in its prime.
A 7th century diary. How could that possibly be useful?
Because his notes were so meticulous. He wasn't just writing his feelings, he was basically doing a geographical survey. He'd write down the exact distance from one landmark to another, the size of the courtyard.
No way.
Yes. The scholars literally used his writings like ancient GPS coordinates to match his descriptions to the landscape of modern Bihar.
That is amazing. A travelogue from the 7th century brings this world monument back into focus.
It connects everything. And speaking of travelers, that brings us to the area around the temple today.
Which is like a passport-free world tour. You can walk from a Japanese monastery to a Tibetan one, then Thai, Bhutanese, Sri Lankan. They're all there.
It's a unique concentration. Some call it a living museum of global Buddhism. You see so many different lineages and traditions all meeting in one place.
It's like the teachings went out across Asia, picked up all these different cultural flavors, and then came back home.
You can feel that convergence. In fact, most people who visit say the air itself feels meditative.
Right. And you wonder, is that just psychological? Because you're in a holy place. Or is there something more to it?
Well, it's both. The belief is powerful, of course, but the environment itself is acoustically designed for quiet.
The architecture of quiet. I love that phrase from the sources. So break it down for me. What are the physics of it?
Okay, so first, the Bodhi tree's canopy is huge and dense. It's a natural sound absorber. It just eats up ambient noise.
Okay, that makes sense.
Second, the courtyard. It's a large open space, but the way it's laid out, it scatters sound rather than reflecting it. It doesn't create echoes.
So it doesn't bounce noise around like a city square would.
Exactly. And third, you have the massive stone walls of the temple complex acting as acoustic buffers. They seal off the inner sanctuary. Altogether, they create a kind of natural meditation chamber.
So the quiet is engineered. It's not an accident.
And that engineered quiet makes mindfulness easier. We can actually connect this to modern research on meditation.
You mean brain scans and things like that?
Yes. Long-term meditation is shown to thicken the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain for attention and focus. And it calms activity in the amygdala, which regulates stress.
So the environment itself is doing some of the heavy lifting, making it easier for your brain to get into that focused state.
It's a perfect synergy. And it goes even deeper. Even the ground it's built on has a story.
What do you mean?
The land around the Naranjana River is known for being geologically very stable.
You're kidding.
No! It's a lovely detail, isn't it? Enlightenment literally took root on steady ground, just like Ashoka's unmoving granite anchor.
That's poetic. All these layers of intention and stability. And then you have the festivals, when the whole place is lit up with lamps.
Thousands of them, a spectacular sight. But again, it's philosophy expressed visually. Each flame is a symbol of clarity, of awakening, but also of impermanence.
So if we bring all these hidden stories together, what does it mean for someone visiting today?
I think it means that the real experience of Bodh Gaya happens when you let it unfold slowly. If you just rush in to see the tree, you miss Ashoka's logistics, Xuanzang's GPS, the acoustic design.
The layers.
Exactly. When you let your curiosity explore those layers, you don't just leave with photos, you leave with what one source calls gentler questions that stay with you.
The journey continues long after you leave the courtyard.
That's the long echo of the place. And maybe a final thought to leave with is this. Just consider how the botanical precision of the tree, the geological stability of the earth, and the sacred mathematics of the temple all converged. They created a perfect, intentional environment for profound human transformation. It's a masterpiece of long-term planning, whether you call it spiritual or scientific.
A powerful way to see it. Thank you for walking us through all of that. It adds so much depth.
My pleasure.
If you decide to travel to Bodh Gaya, we have a recommendation. 5 Senses Tours organize tours across India, which are immersive cultural experiences. You can email contact@5sensestours.com. Note 5 is written as a numeral and contact at 5sensestours.com. Or WhatsApp to +919-845-677-446.